Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Paige, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 easy steps on how to decorate a Christmas tree like a professional. So let's go ahead and jump on into step number 1, which is going to be fluffing and the lights. This is very, very important, especially the fluffing part, because you want to make sure that your tree is completely full. There are no gaps. This is when you can add any garland that you see you might need to add in if your tree's not that full, and also the lights. The tree that we're going to be working on today is pre-lit, so we don't have to worry about adding any lights, but if you like that extra twinkle effect or you want some bigger bulbs, this is the time that you want to do that. Now that the tree is fluffed to our liking, we're going to go ahead and move it over to its final location and add the tree skirt. Some people wait until they're completely finished decorating to add the tree skirt, but we went ahead and added it anyway just to see what it would look like in the place that we decided we wanted it to sit in the room. Now on to step number 2. This is going to be the tree topper. I like to work from top to bottom, but because this tree is a little tall for this room, we're only going to be making a bow for the top. If you've seen my Christmas home tour, then you've seen that I have a ton of picks and stems coming out the top of our Christmas tree along with a bow. So if you haven't, you can definitely check that out down below in the description box or up above. I will have it linked in both places for you to find. So you want to make sure that the ribbon you are using to make the bow for your tree topper has wire in it, because if it doesn't have wire, it's going to be such a pain to work with. The wire makes it easier to flex and put in the position that you want it. So all I'm going to do is I picked out a couple different ribbons that I wanted for the tree topper, and I'm just going to go back and forth until I have as many loops as I want. You will notice that once I'm finished with one color ribbon, I will just put it off to the side because I will pick it up again. So I don't want to go ahead and cut it just yet. I'm going to do a couple other loops of a different ribbon, and then I will go back and intertwine that same ribbon that I started off with in the beginning. Now you're seeing me pick up one of the ribbons that I had previously used in the looping. So I'm just going to pick that back up and intertwine it back in just to give me some more loops. You definitely want to make sure that you have the same number of loops on both sides, because I do have a center point that I'm going to tie off with some wire, which I'm going to show you. Now just using some regular green wire. I like to use the green. It blends in better with the tree. Not that anybody's going to be up there on the top of the tree to see it anyway. This is the time when I also will cut the remaining ribbon off, and I will pull it to as far as I can to save as much ribbon for a future project. Now it's time to make this look like an actual bow, so I'm just going to pull apart all of those loops, pressing them out to make them look more fuller. This is going to take a little while to get it to exactly the way you want it, but then once you're finished, you're going to add it to the tree. And even once I add it to the top of the tree, I still play around with it and pull it out until it's exactly the way that I want it. On to step 3. This is the ribbon and mesh part, which I think a lot of people are most excited about. I have a lot of questions about how I put my ribbon on my tree this year. Once again, starting at the top of the tree, I'm just going to take a piece of ribbon, and this one doesn't have any wire, but at this point it really doesn't matter if your ribbon has wire or doesn't have wire. So if you notice, I'm not using any kind of like the pipe cleaners or wire to adhere it to the tree. I just like to stick it in the tree and tuck it between some branches. But if you want to make your life easier, go ahead and pre-cut little slices of ribbon and apply either a pipe cleaner or a piece of wire, and then it will be super easy to apply to the tree. Another good tip when applying your ribbon to your tree, I like to cut the ends at a very sharp angle, because I find that the point at the end of the ribbon is very easy to hide in the tree. There really isn't a method to my madness. I just like to go through, and where I feel like I want a ribbon to be is where I put it. I do go back and forth with different patterns, so I do like to put at least 3 or 4 pieces of one pattern on before I make it to the next color or pattern of ribbon. I do like to mix and match my ribbons, as you can see, but they all have something in common. They share the same color family. So this year for her tree, she decided that she wanted more of a vintage traditional tree. So we're doing the burgundies and the greens and the different shades of brown. So that is what we're going with here. I did have somebody ask about themes. And just make sure you stay within the same color family, and you can mix and match different patterns as long as they're the same color. On to step 4, picks and stems. I think this is the most fun and the most important part of any Christmas tree. I love integrating a bunch of different fun picks and stems, as long as they're within the same color family as whatever it is you're doing your tree in. So we have some red little fun stems, and we also have some burgundy candy canes with some really cool plaid Christmas print on the front of those. So we're just going to integrate a bunch of these. You definitely want to make sure you're starting with your biggest things and then working your way through to your smallest things, just to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room. I love a lot of texture on a tree. Berries are one of my favorite things to add. These are from the Dollar Tree, and I just take them all and separate them into individual stems, and I will also add that within the tree as well. This gives it such a fun texture. I just love the way it turns out. Now on to the 5th and final step, ornaments. So the way I like to do my ornaments is I start with the biggest and work my way to the smallest. I love to start with all of the ones that are really different. She's doing an owl theme, so I wanted to start with the biggest ones that made the most statement. So I'm definitely going to pick up all of those first and begin to add those. And as I go on, I will start to integrate the smaller ones into the tree as well. I love adding ornaments that have a lot of character and different fun things to them, so I really loved her selection of ornaments that she had for this tree. I thought it was really different and fun, but I just want to make sure that you guys know that no matter how you decorate your tree, if it's the way that you like it, then it's perfect for you and your family. Don't feel like you have to follow my 5-step process to decorating a tree. I'm sure that whatever you guys do this year will be absolutely beautiful. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that before you leave. I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day, and thanks for watching, y'all.
so fast. I wish I